Aaron's going to stick around for
this
round.
And I will have to head back out to do my job, I guess.
Yeah, work, all that jazz.
Work.
So I'll be kind of just
riding
silently,
solo, unfortunately.
talking to myself up here, trying to make sense of what's going on. All right, let's give him the signal to get started. And
What?
do they know what's going on? Oh, he's moving it slowly but surely. All right, we've got all the Beldams and an Alolan Vulpix.
Bryan's on the play.
Got the mulligan start with that.
Passes to Jonathon.
Not a good start then. Oh, well. Unless that was just his mulligan draw. Yeah, probably. Makes sense. Okay. Going in for the Ultra Ball, seeing what he can get off of that.
So how's this going to work? Like
basically,
these
mirror
are always
matches, it's whoever really gets set up first and who can get around the others.
So early on, this is essentially anyone's game.
Pretty much. Just comes down to luck of the draw and skill playing if they get behind, outplaying the other. So.
Semi-seeing, we're going to see who their piloting skills into piloting their standard decks.
So they've got very similar builds there, a bunch of Beldams.
Alolan Vulpix, Lele's. I think Bryan has that Mimikyu, but I don't think Jonathon has one.
No.
I don't think I saw one last time.
This matchup isn't going to do much.
It's not going to do
that,
much for the Mimikyu. It'll be a placeholder, but I guess.
Right.
As far as the variations in the decks.
Yeah, there are some differences in here, so.
I believe Jonathan's got a lot of max potions.
Does have a lot of those. I know Bryan has a few.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. All right, getting the beacon ready. Popping that off.
Fancy via Secret Draw. Metang, it looks.
I'll get the Metang and the Metagross. All right, maybe hoping for a rare candy. Unless he's just going to sit on those. Alright, getting that Lele. And playing the Lele and searching for his... Looks like a Guzma? Or is that a... No, that's a Metang. I'm sorry.
Metang, yeah.
I don't even know what's going on. It was just the beacon. Very well. Alright, evolving those. Yep, there was the rare candy. Sitting on one of those. And it looks like an in. Shuffling in those while they still have 6 prizes each.
So N is discard your hand, draw however many cards you
shuffle
have.
your hand into your deck, and draw the number of prize cards.
Okay. So early game is good.
Early game is good, and if you get behind, it really cuts down on your opponent's hand size.
Okay.
Really helps you out if you're struggling to keep up near the end. Also, if you know they got a really good card, like he played Beacon, Bryan drew both a Lele and a Metang. He played the end, those went back into the deck, making the Beacon pretty much useless.
Yep. And it's like a trap card. You think you have the gas, and then they just say, N. No. Literally.
There's that Mimikyu again.
The oddball Mimikyu.
In this matchup, I don't know if he'd actually want to play it. I'm not quite sure, retreat cost with it. It probably has at least 1. So it's probably not all that useful in this matchup. Might be good for some Ultra Ball fodder.
Yeah, I can see that. Wow, it's very loud downstairs.
Oh wow, yes.
The music is bumping.
I don't know if anybody else can hear that, but
hopefully not.
It's got a very strong bass beat.
It does.
Something I'm surprised we didn't see a lot of today was Garbodor.
Yeah.
I
You haven't
would
seen any
think
of that.
I'd see a little bit more of that. I know there's at least 1 or 2 people playing it, but I guess it just hasn't made its way up to the top tables. Bryan might be in a bit of a pickle right here. Jonathon's already got a Metagross, he's got a Metang set up, and Bryan really hasn't done a lot of anything. He beaconed to get the Pokemon he needed, and got those end away, so it's going to be...
It doesn't look like he has
needs
a
to
Metang.
kind of pick up the pace if he hopes to get ahead and win this matchup. Because this will be a very tough matchup, just mirror matches.
Yeah.
Oh, Espeon.
Ooh, we didn't see that earlier.
And I believe that is the EX. So, it doesn't need any EV to help it out.
Oh my. What, do you know its moveset?
Yes, so that one is the one with Miraculous Shine, or I think I abbreviated it earlier like Miracle Shrine or Miracle Shine or something like that.
Something, yeah.
So Miraculous Shine, it's devolve each of your opponent's evolved Pokemon and put the highest stage evolution back into your opponent's hand.
Oh god.
So in this matchup, all the Metagross would go back down to Metangs. And with that huge HP boost, if they have enough damage counters on it, knocks out just with the devolution.
Oh my.
So, very interesting. But now that he knows that Espeon's in play, that Mimikyu can come in handy. Because now he doesn't need to run Espeon in his deck. He can run that. But I believe it's the last card that was played, or the last attack that was done that it can copy. Yeah. Using the last turn. And so he pops up. If it's more of a retaliation type move. Alright, so he's looking, getting a Lele and a Metang. He does have one Metagross now, so... Alright, now Jonathon's got 2 Metagross set up. Another Lele down on the board, full bench. Looking for a supporter of choice once again. And he's going with, looks like is that a Skyla Rare Candy? Yes, it was. Alright. Now he's got his full loadouts of Metagross out there on the bench. So now he can do that nice little nifty trick that all the Metagross does. And he can retreat that Vulpix.
But I have the...
Attach those two as active and start doing
man.
some damage.
It's just as far as board state goes.
Jonathon is in a very strong position. And he did the retreat. He's going to attach those to the Metagross. Come in and hit pretty hard. Knock out that bad boy. Poor little Vulpix out of the way. Grab himself a nice prize card. Now, Bryan needs to start getting his board a little more set up. Jonathon's clearly in the clear with the better board state right now.
Oh yeah, of course.
Bryan's struggling a little bit to set up the cards he needs.
Because as of right now...
Jonathon's definitely gone through a lot more resources than Bryan has. It looks like Bryan has only gone with three cards in his discard pile. So he just needs to kind of dig through there, dig deep, and get what he needs.
Cards, yeah, but I mean, Bryan also did start out with a mulligan.
Yeah. He's Metang, and he's got that Lele still. Trying to think what would help him in this situation.
Not taking 150 damage to the face would be a wise play.
Of course. That's always nice. And he's playing Lele, and he's going to get... And that is, if he would move his hand, Bryan, you know you are on stream. You know you're supposed to let us see what cards you play. Looks like Hex Maniac. Wait, really? Is that Hex Maniac?
Wait, really?
I'm trying to...
That? What?
Oh, he's going to use...
That is Hex Maniac. Yeah.
And then use GX attack.
Okay. That's algorithm. GX.
Alright. Hex Maniac prevents the abilities.
Yeah.
Till the next turn. But there's not really anything... He's got a full board. He can't lay down any more Lele's.
Yeah.
Metagross, his ability... Well, I guess it stalls him for a turn. Yeah, that's good for that. Prevents them from loading back up with the retreat. So if he wants to retreat, which wouldn't really help him in this point, he just has to kind of sit through this and not be able to attack until the next turn after knocking out that Vulpix. So it buys Bryan a little bit more time. Good play with that. And tapping.
This is nuts. This is difficult. This is difficult for me to follow. I mean, I know they're playing the same exact deck, but for some reason this is very difficult to follow. Like the strategies, I guess. Like I'm trying to figure out like what they're doing. I don't think I could do this. Like stream, like commentate on this kind of stuff, like professionally.
You mean like? Oh, I was like, like you're doing right now.
It's just something. I mean,
in case you didn't know, you are live right now.
I mean, like, I don't know, just how like professional commentators do it.
Yeah,
I mean, they just
they have a lot of.
I guess a lot of those guys are players of these games. Like I don't.
And they have a lot of knowledge of like the current metagame, how everything works, how players play. They probably
like,
watch a lot of games.
Yeah. Like I play Pokemon here and there, so that's why I know just the little amount of information I know.
Right. And I've kind of taken a step back. I had a very busy summer, so a lot of these new sets, I'm unfamiliar with some of the cards and some of the new metagame. So this has been a really nice refresher of course, for me. Get me back into the swing of things. Let me know, one, what my opponents will be playing at future tournaments here on Friday nights, and two, just kind of get a feel for what works, what doesn't work, what I like, what I don't like. Things of that nature.
And we've seen, as far as it goes today, we saw Decidueye, Ninetales, we saw Metagross.
Oh, hello. All right.
Oh, the Mimikyu.
The Mimikyu. Discard pile, use the Metagross, flip that up. He could probably do that 150 attack. Interesting. Alright, he's going to attach.
So Bryan has a Metang, 2 Lele's, and a Metagross, and a Beldum.
Oh, and he's going to knock out that Mimikyu. Didn't get the chance to use that. Going to take a prize. Alright, down to 4 to 6.
Damn. This is...
He's going to end. Get rid of those nice new prize cards he has.
So does Bryan draws 6 and Jonathon draws 4?
Exactly.
Oh, so it really is like a catch-up card almost. But it gives you just a little bit advantage.
Yeah.
You know,
so it's always nice to have cards.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to play Shaman. But even then, it's nice to have some resources. Alright, he's got a second Metagross on the board finally. Looking for the discard pile, see what he has to work with. He definitely has the resources he needs to... yep, there he goes. Attaching up to there. So now we can start hitting.
Yep.
He's bought him enough time, got rid of the smaller attackers, the 1 price cards.
So, 2 Metagross, 2 Lele, and a Beldum on Bryan's board. 1 Lele, 3 Metagross. I
also found out,
and the extra Lele on Jonathan's board.
I can confirm that's not a glare. He's just flipping over the poison counter and using that to indicate that his Metagross is attacked and is on the cooldown.
That would be why we didn't see the green. We thought it was a glare.
Yeah. Went down and confirmed with him that is indeed what he was doing. We guessed right after we finally figured it out.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. Which makes sense. It's a good indicator of that. I personally, for Pokemon effects like that, I have like a little cardboard token I found. It just says Inner Goddess on it. I have no idea what game it's from or anything like that, but it's fun to use. It just says Inner Goddess on it, nice curly cursive letters.
And just put it on your stuff.
Exactly. Alright. He's attaching, loading up that Tapu Lele. Alright, attacking, doing 180 over there.
With the
that,
Giga Hammer.
Choice Band adding 30 extra damage over there. And that Max Potion cleared off Jonathon's from before.
Yep.
Helps him tremendously. Bryan had like kind of the upper end in trade damage trade.
Yeah.
But now he's kind of reversed that. If he can get a nice Max Potion, which he does have an N, so
full art N too.
Full art N. Oh yes.
At that.
He has a nice collection of those.
He has a nice collection of, like, I don't know if you've seen it, like, recently.
Oh, recently? No, I haven't seen it recently. He must have...
His binder has gone pretty expensive.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, like, we would make fun of it because it didn't have anything in it.
No.
And then when he did, he, like, sold it out of Nationals. Like, just sold all of his stuff.
Oh, wow.
Including the ends that he would never trade. So that might be, like, one of his few he has left, unless he invested in some more full art ends.
You never know, man.
Got rid of those at a Nationals for a pretty penny.
I bet. It
was smart.
You should see the all the fake Pokemon cards that he has.
Oh yeah, he likes to collect those.
Just to show people, like, to spot a fake, like, he just collects them. But
it's a good little resource, like, hey kids, look at this.
Yeah.
These are not real.
These are not real.
Just
like,
if you see,
it's crazy. But some of those fakes are hilarious.
Oh yeah, like 12,000 HP, just 7,000 damage.
Yep, for no energy or anything.
Or like 9,001 damage.
Like just the oddest numbers too. It's great.
Very weird.
On like all sorts of weird paper too. Like we found one that was made on like legitimate, just like cardboard ones.
That's fantastic.
Like it was not real. You get card stock, you get printer paper, the whole 9 yards. It's crazy. The retreat into the other Metagross? I guess it makes sense. I guess I see. You know, he can't get his other one knocked out. And that one has a fresh tank of health. I guess, right?
Let's see. He's got a floatstone on that. He's gonna...
Aren't these guys 4-0?
What's that?
Ah,
yes, actually.
I forgot to update that. We forget.
I try very hard sometimes. This was not one of those times.
This is the first time I've actually been up here during an FNM or like a Friday night like Pokemon tournament or a Magic tournament and done this.
Oh.
So.
Welcome.
Bear with me. It's kind of crazy. Like just doing this, I guess, like the commentating aspect.
Yeah.
It's different for me. Because normally I'm behind the register all Friday, just doing that.
Just scare people off.
I guess. I think people like me. I hope.
Alright, informal poll. If you like him, only love reacts to the video.
Yeah, only
and if
love
not,
reacts.
Very angry.
Angry
reacts.
I will have to check this video out later.
No, he does a good job. I think he's done a pretty good job for the
shop.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say for the small amount of Pokemon knowledge you had beforehand, like you've done a pretty good job.
I understand.
Hoping with this stream.
I understand. I guess Bryan and Dane
loading up the Lele. Ooh.
What is he doing with that?
All right, so remember I said Tapu Lele has the move that works a little bit like X-Ball.
Yeah.
Where it does 20 damage for every energy attached to yours and your opponent's Pokemon. So he does 120, 3 on Metagross, 3 on Tapu Lele, plus 30. So we got a nice 150 off of that. And can continue to hit for that as long as the opponent has 3.
Damn.
So in addition to being a really nice tech card, it's a very nice attacker too, like a secondary attacker.
So if you're going up against something that loads up on
looks like that was it for Bryan.
Bryan's scoop, or
I guess he knew he had to scoop. I guess there was no way for
the,
him to
the
come back
board
from that.
state. I mean, yeah.
Well,
solely based off board state alone, I think, like we said, Jonathon got set up relatively early, like turn 3, I want to say.
He was, very, very quickly.